Welcome to episode 11 of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, and I'm now moved in fully. I've moved all the tech stuff over to this half, to my underground workshop, and the other half way over there. Just pop up here for a second. Through my orchard over there is where my base was, so I've got a couple of entrances now. And we've got everything set up. Now, at the end of the last episode, I was kind of really frustrated trying to get to hardened glass. I was kind of hoping the smeltery would do it. It won't. Not spoilers. No, I've already done it. So I did a few other things off camera. First of all, I went in here and fitted a second water wheel. There it is down there. So the two of them, they should be supplying about 100 RF per tick each, which means that I have at least a decent passive generation of power, and that's depleting right now because I have a laser room with these carpenter's garage doors. Kind of nice thematic thing to guard against lasers, even though these things do not do any kind of damage. So yeah, I can just turn those off. I've been making a few different things: diamond chipsets, golden chipsets, iron chipsets, and redstone chipsets. You will kind of need these as time goes forward. So just bear that in mind. Let's close that. A couple of things. One of the commenters quite recently, in fact, let me just check their names. Yeah, there we go. So it's FBPNK23 was just saying that I can also hook up my EU system using the same immersive engineering wiring that I've got hooking these up and the laser room. I will do that. I'm not going to do it quite yet. I've just got this generator and back box. I'm going to be upgrading those. That's something to actually do. But yeah, we can also hook up that using immersive engineering's wires, which I didn't know about. Obviously, usually I'm used to making everything convert to RF, which is normally possible quite easily. Immersive engineers apparently are the other way, so we'll come back to that one. Before we get there, though, there's a few things we're going to need to make, and the couple of things I want to get to is a sorting system for the chests. And I've done that a few different ways in the past. One of the ways I've done it is with these. So liquid transfer node in this case, but there's item transfer node as well that does items. I've hooked this up to my coke oven now. This works the same way as the water version I've shown you in the past. And it just pulls it up and into here, which is over the top, and into the top there. That's a cover. Same thing behind here is the water. So I've just got a water source without digging out a corner of the area like normal. Let's just put this back. And I've got 2 extra concrete. Let's throw you in here. Yes, so you can do that sorting system with those. I've done that in the past in another series, so I don't want to repeat it until I've gone through all the possible options in the various seasons. Another way of doing it is via ducts, so thermal expansions, ducting systems. Those, again, I've used in previous series, as well as Ender IOs. So in this one, I'd like to get to a system I haven't used before, and that's probably going to be logistics pipes over here, and we'll see what that's like. So, we'll come back for that one. And so, yeah, there's a sorting system I need to build, and the other thing was thermal expansion itself, which I should probably get to first. So let's have a look at what we need to do that. The thing I'm actually aiming for is the induction smelter. And there it is. So this thing has multiple tiers. It needs invar gears, which we can get to. That's fine. Let's have a backup. It's going to lag for a second while that goes on. There we go. Machine frame. I want the normal one. Come on. Cycle through. There we go. So we're going to need basic circuit boards, which means we're going to need the carpenter block, 8 iron chipsets, which we've got, crust obsidian, which is the rock crusher. That's why we needed the rock crusher. And then dense refined iron plates, which is putting steel through the various systems. So let's make a couple of those things first. Is there any way to cycle through this any faster? It's really annoying, that kind of this. Oh, there we go. Basic circuit board. So it's just tin and redstone. So let's grab some redstone. I've got some at the top and some tin. Do I have any tin? Yeah, I do. I have enough. And get to the carpenter. This does need liquid, by the way. So let's just put you here. And then I think it's water in this case. Let me just grab some. What's the bucket? There we go. Should be able to just put it in. And there we go. We're going to get a basic circuit board. And it's used at one bucket for one circuit board, which is fine. I don't need more than that. That's actually pretty decent. So, some crushed obsidian, which I probably already have, to be honest. Are you in here? Regular obsidian, crushed obsidian. The machine frame. What else was it? In fact, can I just look up the basic machine frame? It's only going to give me one recipe. Yeah, machine. Yeah, there we go. That's easier to look up. Iron chipset, tin gear, and some dense refined iron plate, which is... So I'm going to need 9 steel. Where are you? Steel. Let's make double. Why not? Probably going to need other machines anyway. And I'm going to get in the compressor, was it? Compressor. Yeah. So let's leave that to cook. Machine frame... Iron chipsets. Made a few of these just in advance, just to keep tide us over. And tin gear, which we're going to need to make with the smeltery. Unfortunately, that's going to be the long-term use of the smeltery. Unfortunately, once we get everything else going. I need some tin now. Unless we've got some in here. I do. Let's just drop that in. And break you. I don't need you at the moment. Thank you very much. That should be enough for 2 tin gears. We'll go from there. So, how'd you like it? Got any comments? Any ideas? I am going to probably put a windmill up at certain points above the base, but I've not quite got there yet. This is big enough for now. I probably will have to expand off like that direction and that direction. I'm going to add more rooms to this, but you know, if you've got any more comments, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. You cooked up yet? Hopefully. Okay, refined iron block. Refined iron ingots, and then compress again. Hopefully. If I remember this right. We'll soon see. In fact, it's out of power. So I should have plenty of coal, but I also should have coal coke. I think I've got more of that somewhere. This will do to power it initially anyway. There we go. Let's just make let's just go around in circles. Oh, what was the recipe? And, refined iron plate. It's the metal former in the... Okay, it needs to be rolled. Hopefully this should still work with you. Oh, I don't need extrude, I need rolled. Yeah. So ideally I shouldn't derp and then cause this all to get broken. Yeah, you are working. Cool. So we just need some of this. Oh, it's the assembly table, not the crafting thing. So we've already got some of those. Fine. And you should be ready for the tin gear. There we go. Let's put this in the assembly table and start getting ready. Let's take these out for a second. So we want the iron chipset, a crushed obsidian, a basic one of those, and I'm going to need 9 of those plates. So let's just wait while that's actually cooking up. Is there anything else in here that I wanted to talk about while that happens? I don't think there is. I think the majority of it's probably going to be over in the magic in another episode or two to get through the witchery stuff. 7. I really should make overclocker upgrades. They were the reason they were expensive. I remember showing them on camera. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, we needed the coolant cells, which needs the item we're about to make, the basic machine frame. Should be nearly done now. There we go. And that actually needs to be compressed into... I'm terrible with these. Basic machine. And it needs to be compressed again to make the dense stuff. So that can go in there. And I've got enough power. What I did want to do actually replace this bat box with an MFE to hopefully charge our nano armor that we made and we haven't used yet. So that's something that I did want to do this episode. One more thing, by the way, I did get another comment just saying about my longfall boots. The recipe for those has actually been changed now. Now you need nanosuit boots to make them, and flux infused boots as well as longfall boots, which now obviously got diamonds. Flux infused boots just require all kinds of so yeah. Good thing I did that before it got changed, before the recipe got changed. Sorry to those who are a bit later. Have you finished? You have. Cool. So, well, it was 2 crushed obsidian. There we go. Make me one of those. This might take, depends, they're on blue now, so... By the way, the colours just indicate how much power is going to these. The blue is the state that you want. There's green, yellow, and red to be low amounts of power, but they'll stay blue until this thing runs out of power. So that won't take too long, unfortunately. I don't have a huge buffer of power yet. That's the advantage of having the energy cells in the first place, that even if you've got low amounts of power generation, like the water wheels, it'll all build up while you're not using it. So, yeah, lots of good uses there. Halfway done. I do need to automate this smeltering more as well. The other thing I want to make at some point is to stop me having to go and get lava. And the way we can do that one is, I think, called a lava fabricator. This is an MFR machine. Again, requires the machine frame, so it's useful we're going to get to this. Magma cream isn't too difficult to make. Blaze powder we can get from cinder pearls if we don't need to go to the nether. Blaze rod, you do need to go to the nether, of course. However, plastic sheets are a different recipe than normal. Plastic sheets, you require compressed sawdust, which is a ring of sawdust, which is wood in a pulverizer. That's straightforward. And plastic itself is basically just rubber burned again, so that's good. But you need rocket fuel to make plastics. I suppose that's yeah, I suppose hydrocarbons, yeah. But rocket fuel is, going to require a vat, which is Ender IO. It's going to require gunpowder and redstone, and that separates, it looks like, into rocket fuel and hooch. So that's going to be a while yet, unfortunately, even though I really would like to get infinite lava sources, because then I can feed it. Another thing I can do is feed an igneous extruder, which will get me pretty much obsidian whenever I want it then. But that lava fabricator requires an awful lot of power. It's something like that. You know, the leadstone energy cell, it requires about half that to make one block of lava. So just bear that one in mind. So we got the machine frame. Can we now make the induction smelter? Is it just a matter of a couple of other items? It's Invar, isn't it? So Invar, which is, remind me, iron and 2 iron to 1 nickel or ferrous in this case. So I need to get rid of the tin. Let me just make another gear and let's see what we've got left. And then we're going to get some ferrous, which I should have. In fact, let me just... How much of that do I have? Let's just put 5 in. And that's going to... Whoa! Oh, hi. Yeah, I haven't really finished the walls up there yet, as you can now imagine. Yeah, getting little zombies coming after me. Iron, so... I'm going to get 10 tin in there, so I probably want about 20 iron. They can't get in up there, otherwise they get cooked, which wouldn't be a bad outcome. So that's going to cook down, and I'll just put some more back in here so that we don't waste it. Right. What else did we need? We needed the invar, we needed a bucket, and a redstone reception core. So that's just 1 gold, 2 redstone, and the bucket requires plates. So got redstone, got gold. Let's make that. I've got a bucket already, but I may as well put in that rest of the iron into plates so that I can make more buckets. There we go, and it's in the metal former into the rolling mode. Make a couple more buckets worth and compress this because I am going to need another machine frame at some point very, very soon. Molten invar, 30 ingots. Great. So I'm going to need 2 of those. Let's just store this. And where's my... There we go. 1. And 1 more, please. And let's just take that back and put this one in. Then I can just get a couple of ingots. I'll probably have some invar ingots anyway, but no harm in making a couple more. Yeah, we'll use the bucket that I've got. So let's just grab all of you, and we've got an induction smelter. Great. For now, because of the RF, I can actually put it under here. This is in the leadstone flux duct. It's kind of awful, but I'll just start with it under here, and it's building up power nicely. So, in order to make hardened glass, that was kind of the next big gate in the pack. We just require pulverized obsidian dust. I wonder, obsidian powder, obsidian dust, grindstone, macerator, which I have, so I can use the macerator for that, which is exactly what I am going to do. One of the points of building this. Shouldn't take too long, and the other thing is lead. And it's only a quarter of the lead, so I'm only going to get 5 of that dust, so I'm only going to for 1 lead ingot. But yeah, okay, I'll make more off camera. That's the other advantage of having the ability to create obsidian on demand. It's a shame I don't quite have it yet, but you know, we'll get to there. And this is a thing more in general with this pack. I know you're probably expecting it to be slower. If you're not, it's going to have to be slower because just so many of the gates require a lot of, I don't cheat stuff in. I may occasionally reset the time of day just before recording and stuff like that, but I don't actually cheat any items in. So it's going to take me time to get these episodes out. In the week, I'm trying to get it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe a couple of episodes at the weekend. That can get disrupted a little bit because I'm preparing a rotary craft tutorial for you guys next. I've done a mechanism guide recently. There we go. So yeah, if you have any ideas for content or particular things that you want to see in the channel, do let me know. I'm more than happy to... I haven't seen that before. That's probably the upgrade. Alright, that gives me 2 hardened glass. I'm going to need a lot more obsidian from this. A lot more. So what can we make with that hardened glass? Well, yeah, I don't even think I can upgrade the portable tank. I think the portable tank is going to need... it's going to need 4 to actually make the next one up. So that is that. Yeah, let me just have a think, because I may well go into... Because now you've seen that process, I can actually do that off camera and then go and upgrade a few things. On camera, it might be time for the sorting system. Let me have a look. So here's the bit when we start ripping up floors, walls, and everything else. Ignore these for now. I will connect these up to the initial sorting system, and there will be a much better way of using them later. As a whole, all of these will count as like a single system, but we're not going to get there just yet. I just want to keep that till later. Let's deal with the simple chest-based systems that you're probably used to. So we've used a few Buildcraft pipes before now, and that has been things like cobblestone transport pipe. I've not done stone or iron and quartz, and gold is about the fastest. So I'm probably going to get to gold initially because I just want to be done with the upgrade. I don't want to be spending too much time redoing it over and over and over again. So let's start off with the fairly fast system to start off with. And I shouldn't say that twice. What am I doing? Yeah. Right, so let's just produce a few gold transport pipes. So if I need to read these things or route, if you're American, around all over the place, I'll be using the gold transport pipes. And they are the regular Buildcraft pipes. There's nothing special about these Buildcraft transport. However, logistic pipes, well, the mod, basically is an upgrade. Why aren't you giving me... Ah, there we go. Is a very much upgraded kind of Buildcraft pipe system with lots of different pipes and lots of different modules and upgrades. I'm going to concentrate on the basics to start off with. We'll let me show you why we'll be using this for a while. If you're familiar with AE2 and autocrafting and stuff like that from my other series or from anyone else's series, you may know what this block is, the ME controller. Well, in this pack, yes, so you need a quantum core, you need calculation processors, vibrant alloy blocks from Ender.io, Galgadorian metal from Steve Cart's, Sindirium blocks. We're not doing ME for quite some time, which is a good thing. This just means we send other systems. So other systems that we can use instead of ME that I've avoided in the past is things like logistics pipes. So eventually it has a way to autocraft things. But before we get there, we should start by doing the sorting part of this. So let's start, shall we? It's night time, but hopefully I'm not going to get charged by more zombies. We're going to need to make a few pipes, and can I remember what the actual item is for power? Logistics power? Yes, so you can get free sorting, unfortunately, out of logistics pipes. You do have to supply it with some RF, and it will convert it into its own power system, I think, but we'll see in that in a second. Straightforward recipe, so let's just get 6 iron. And move the redstone, haven't I? Really should move that. Let's just get some of this. So 6 iron, and let's just get a block of redstone. And there's a bat somewhere that's really annoying me with its noise. Okay, so logistic power junction. I'm just going to pop this on the leadstone energy cell, and it's charging up to 4 million RF. Okay, yeah, so at least that's a good start. So that'll do for now. I'm going to connect the network up to this, and it shouldn't matter how we actually do it, but we'll come back to that one again. This I'm going to choose as an input chest, and that's the place we should probably start. So let's start with the extractor. I think it's called extraction, one of the two. It's a pipe. Extractor, which one are you? Extractor module. It may be a module. Yeah, and the regular chassis pipe. So, okay, chassis. Logistics chassis Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5. I'm going to need at least 2. What's the difference in recipe? That one is just iron chipsets. That one is 2 iron chipsets. That's not terribly expensive. Fine. I'll start with the Mark 2. Yeah, because I don't have huge amounts of iron yet, so I will go with the Mark II, which requires a basic logistics pipe, which is a lot more expensive than this recipe. This is just like 3 pieces of iron and redstone, but you also have to create diamond transport pipes to start with. Oh, yes, hardened glass. Wasn't it so good that I did hardened glass in the episode first, and 2 of them? Almost like I planned the thing. Yeah, I actually planned it, then forgot it, and it's a good thing I actually planned it. Kind of. So, diamond transport pipe is just 2 diamonds a piece of glass. So let's just make that. I've got 56 diamonds now, so that is enough to make this seem fairly cheap. And we get 8 of them, so that's good. Yeah, so we now require 2 cobblestone transport pipes. And that is, again, straightforward. I should have cobblestone in here, so I'll just grab a few of you. And again, 3 pieces of glass. We can keep these pipes in a chest later. There's no real harm in it. Golden chipset, which I showed you earlier I was making. Redstone torch is just redstone and a stick. And 2 hardened glass. So redstone torch, I may already have one. Yeah, I do have one. And a golden chipset from over here. Let's take a couple of those. I may well need them in the rest of the episode. So, there we go. So that's only 8. I'm going to need to make more of those, and I need more iron chipsets, which I have on me. So that I need some more iron for. More iron, and yeah, I may as well make all 3. I'll need to make more off camera, but that's fine. So if I connect up here, we should both get power to it, which is exactly what we want. That's all this does. It doesn't really do anything else as far as I know. Yeah, it just says supplied energy. And that starts us off with this logistics chassis. We now need to upgrade that with the extractor module. And I probably want to mark 3 of this. I don't think I need the advanced version. That's a Mark 2, and a Mark 1 is some lapis, a black module, and iron chipset. What's the black module? That's paper, redstone, and iron nuggets, and it's probably going to be paper I'm short of. Eek. Yeah, so I will have to go and upgrade, get some more of that. Okay, so let's get some nuggets, and paper, and a couple of redstone, was it? Yeah, that's the black module. Lapis, which I haven't picked up any yet. A couple of you. Where are we? Iron chipsets. I use them all. I'm going to need to just leave this laser on overnight, I think, and just get it to start making more. Because I'm not going to be able to complete this sorting system on episode, I think. I'm going to run out of time, and I want to get the episode out for you guys rather than anything else. Oops, move it at 1. Okay, that's the Mark 1. I'm going to need the gold for the Mark 2. Yeah, and then I'm going to need diamond for Mark 3. Let me just, might as well get all these chipsets out of here. I don't need the redstone ones, I don't think. So the Mark 3. The Mark 3, from looking at it, pulls out, well, what this thing does is basically pulls items out of this chest. We don't have to do too much with it. Was my crescent hammer. We don't have to do too much to this. That's just directional control from which direction it's pulling from, but it's only connected to one thing, so we don't care. And it's going to pull it into the network. Of course, there is no network just yet, so let's just put in some golden transport pipe. Okay, and then the rest we don't care about up to there. Oh no, I don't want you. I'm going to move these. Just not the right place for them, really. Not anymore, anyway. I should use an axe for this, but I'm just obstinate. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to want that as well. Let me just put those down. Basically, every time we reach a point where the things can diverge or there's a junction, we're going to need to use the upgraded pipes. But for anywhere else, we can just use the regular old Buildcraft pipes. So that is good. Next, I'm going to need another chassis pipe here. So I did make more of them. Let me just put 2 down like that. They should be powered, which is fine, but we need upgrade modules for them now. Now, which module is it? Depends what I want to do. Like many other piping mods, you can do various things here. You can match the contents of this inventory. You can look for particular ores, and that's going to be very useful if you want to filter ores down here somewhere. But initially, for these, I'm going to want poly something. polymorphic item sync, which is the most complex name for match anything in this chest I've ever heard. I'm going to need orange dye, not short of orange dye, but I'm going to need blank modules, so I'm going to need to go and get some paper. And one short trip to the lake later, we got some paper. So we're going to need another set of those, which is going to need some lapis. Let's get some of you. And what else was it? Oh, it's not lapis. It's redstone. And the nuggets. I've got a few of these. I'm going to need them. And there's a zombie there on that wall. Okay, so iron chipsets. And orange dye. And thankfully, I've got lots and lots of orange dye. Advantage of starting in tulips. So I'm going to want a few of these, but let me just get 2 for the moment. And we're going to upgrade each of these with 1. There we go. You can hit with a wrench to see them. Nothing to actually configure there. The way this works is if I take out a stack of iron, and I've already got some iron, but anything attached to this particular chassis pipe with that module in it will match this chest. So if I shove this in here, hopefully it should, yeah, there it goes, go into this chest, which is exactly what we want for a sorting system. So that's the polynomial sorter. We can also, and let me just put some temporary, that's annoying. I don't want to set up these other chests just yet. If I just go down one and destroy them, I'll be able to do the rest. Actually, no. Got to put something else in there. Do I have another chassis pipe left? Basic. Oh my god. Hi. New hat. I guess I should plug that hole before they start rushing me. Chassis pipe. Basic. No. I want chassis. Mark 2. I'm not out of iron chips yet, am I? There's still some in here. I'll rob a couple. Grab you. And make you. Okay, so the other module we can use, there we go, that's connected, you'll see a fancy particle effect, is the item sync module I'm going to be using. And the item sync is usually more for, well, if I get the spelling right, if I get the actual item right. Okay, let's just look at the modules. What is it actually called? Oh. Yeah. I'm thinking synchronize. It's not. It's actually sync. We're going to need some green dye, which I'm not as flush with, but I do have enough for a couple. In fact, I think I can convert these. Put these in the furnace. Is it the furnace? I think so. Yeah, I can smelt them into cactus green. That's exactly what I want. I just need 2. Yeah, so the item sync module is generally used for just naming the actual filter. So it's like a filter in the extra utility system. You're basically nominating exactly which items go into this chest. However, I think it also is the module that has the default route on it. Yes. So here what we can actually do is say yes. And the point of that is that anything then that it can't find in either of those, it's going to shuttle off into this one. And there's a final one for the trash can, which I've moved somewhere. There it is, that I will need to look at as well. Maybe I put it in that corner. Yeah, not there, but above it. Called the terminus module, and it does the same job, but it basically saying, you know, we'll come back to that. I will do that in a later part of the tutorial. for the logistics pipes. So all I'm going to do between the episodes is set up these chassis pipes just like this. Don't need to do anything else because this will just let me enter stuff in here, and if it matches items in any of these chests, it's going to find them and deliver them. If it can't find them, it's going to go into this golden chest, which is just the largest item. And then of course I'll be moving things like the Nebula rack out into one of these storage drawers, just so that this ends up being a larger inventory with lots of stuff that I can't find a space for just yet. So that's a good place to leave it, I think. We've got pretty much most of half an hour now. We've got hardened glass being able to be made. Can't make lava just yet. That's going to take a bit more. I did want to get to the MFE. I think that's going to have to be next episode that we upgrade that. Another tech episode coming up, I think. And I may well even hook up that system into the passive generation. And then on here, I will show you my finished stuff on the next episode, just with some ideas on what I'm going to do then. Because this kind of leads on to, and just briefly, once we get the sorting system up and running, these Mark IIs, and I may even upgrade them to Mark IIIs, I'm not decided just yet. But if we look in here, we have a space for at least one more module. And the module we're going to look for, or to actually do, and I'm just running out of components at the moment, I think is the provider. Let's just look at the Mark II, which is diamond upgrade. That's fine. And yeah, that's golden chipsets and black modules. So this just lets me probably the logistics pipe part 2. Yeah, this lets me create this, and this will let me address all of these chests as if we were using ME, planning logistics. It will let me, from a single click on a particular point in the network, address anything. So I can search for items like in Applied Logistics. I can request items and they'll get pulled out of these. That's why you're going to need another module in there. And supplied to me wherever I am. So yeah, initially we're going to start with pipes. Later on there's ways to do it wirelessly, I think. I've not used that either, so I'm going to look into that one. But mainly that I can use it like an early AE2 system, and then we'll get into an early auto crafting system thereafter. Just so I'm not keep on running back to these to actually make stuff on camera. That'll speed things up and let me get more things into an episode, which is quite important when we've got such extreme gating stopping us from getting through to some more advanced stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We have gone a little bit towards a more advanced base. I will put the floor back in once we're actually done. I'm getting occasional lag spikes. I need to sort that one out. I think it may be something to do with what I've got running. But next episode, yeah, we'll continue. I'll show you the finished sorting setup, and we can go from there. If you've got any suggestions, if you've used logistics pipes before and you see me doing something wrong, say, hey, you've done something wrong. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm more than happy to hear about them. Similarly, if you want to see any more advanced things, or you think I need even more like that Mark III and Mark IV chassis, again, let me know as well, and I'll be more than happy. But I think this is pretty much a decent setup to get started with logistics pipe, and we can add on to it later. Yeah, that stores a lot of power. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to continue with the sorting and the Industrial Craft 2 system. Hope you join me then. Feel free to like and share the video, but more importantly, if you want to leave a comment, leave it. And if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Otherwise, this is me, Greatest, signing off, and thanks for watching.